If you keep having to tell people that you're the shit, then I got some news for you. You ain't shit. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Solar Systems, where we help you understand the system your soul goes into. I'm your host, the Royal Triangle Michael, and I am not doing my spin and stab because I am already spinning and stabbing, but I'm cutting out the esoteric middleman and giving you the tools you need to connect yourself right to the freaking source. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not, maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't care, but you will. I don't know, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of droning on. But yeah, so as I have mentioned in the beginning of this video and before I changed scenery because my eyes hurt, we're talking about basically real power and what makes you powerful as a spirit. So like I said in the beginning, if you think you're the shit and you have to keep reminding everybody that you are the shit, you're most certainly not the shit. So let's change up the scenery, maybe stop moving back and forth a little bit and start talking about what real power in this realm actually looks like. Alright guys, so we're up in the different spot that we will probably stay in for the remainder of this video, or not, I don't know. Now you might be asking yourself, where the heck is Mikey at this point in time? Well, I am underneath a children's playset, and I am holding a ball that has a frog on it. Mr. Froggy. Why am I doing this, you may ask? Well, because childish topics require childish situations. And yeah, spirits be thinking that they're the shit is a very childish and egotistical way of acting. And we're going to talk about it. So, now, thinking that you're the shit is not limited to being a spiritually aware being, right? Because you can get people in any areas of life that think they're the shit when they are not the shit. So, power in this realm. So first things first, spirits who think they're the shit, or anyone who thinks they're shit, and those people who have to constantly remind you that they are the shit are certainly not the shit. They basically have learned something new about themselves, or someone may have complimented them one too many times, and they have been lost into their own ego, which is something Lucifer did, or something that happened to Lucifer. Because Lucifer was able to maintain the first expansion longer than anyone else, this sort of filled his ego a little bit too high. So, first thing you need to know about people who think they're the shit. They're not, okay? And as I said earlier, they were complimented one too many times. They may have learned something new about their spirit and decided to think that they were the shit. Maybe they killed a demon for the first time, you know, who knows, right? Or they may have found out that people are shit-talking them, and if, you know, people are shit-talking on me, then I obviously must be doing something right, so that must be the shit. No, you're not. Shut the hell up. People will shit-talk you for just existing. It doesn't mean you're special. It doesn't mean you're not special. It just means that you exist. It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg! So don't let it go to your ego. Endless expansion into a singular vibration is not the way, and is very similar to what your homeboy did, Lucifer. So if you want to figure out how to remedy this problem, call 1-800, finish the video. Right, and people will like to claim that other spirits or other beings are demons for almost no reason. You might not have responded fast enough to a freaking text, or you might have blown off your plans with them to go do something that you wanted to do more. It's not that you didn't want to hang out with them, it's just that you had something you wanted to do more for yourself. When it comes to people calling you a demon, they kind of just be throwing that term around willy-nilly for no reason and starting shit for no reason. So, now that that little shit talk is out of the way, let's actually talk about what real power actually is in this realm. And that has to do with a couple of influences that we will be talking about, which is the realm of all possibilities, change, power and control issues, as well as surrender. And so when it comes to talking about real power, this is what it's about in this realm. So let's start breaking this shit down. First things first, change. Obviously, you know, we have the whole Uranus situation of the planet of change. And this is sort of unforeseen, you know, someone's dropping through your ceiling at 2 in the morning because they jumped off the bed and your floor wasn't that stable. And they came through your ceiling at 2 a.m. This is the kind of change that Uranus brings. It's unexpected. And when it happens, you're like, holy crap, did this really just happen? Now I have to struggle to try to put all these pieces together so I don't fall apart. While we're talking about power and control, power and control. In this ecliptic, we have the planet Pluto, which has to deal with power and control issues. When it comes to actually understanding real power, this isn't necessarily gaining power and control. When it comes to real power and the influence that I'm talking about of power and control, this isn't how many spirits you can get caught up under your influence. This isn't how many spirits you can get to follow you or something that you're doing or get to like you. When I'm talking about power, real power, what I'm talking about is the way you navigate through change and different circumstances and situations that come your way. And the reason why this is important is because of the realm of all possibilities. Now, I'm going to touch on this just a little bit because I will have a whole video coming out about the realm of all possibilities. But basically, the realm of all possibilities is literally the realm of anything that is possible. Nothing really exists there. So the only thing that is left to do when nothing exists is to create something to exist. And when it comes to real power, this is what it's about. It's about some unforeseen change or experience coming your way, you realizing that you have no power and control in this situation, and now you have to struggle to gain power control in whatever situation that has come your way. When I'm talking about real power in this type of way, what I mean is also the surrender aspect. Because when unforeseen circumstances and situations come your way, everybody will try to push back on that situation and try to control it before it even comes your way. The first glance of something happening, you're going to try to control it. And that isn't necessarily always right all the time. This is where the whole surrender comes into play, because real power is understanding that if some sort of change is coming your way, it's not necessarily about fighting that change. It's actually about surrendering the power that you have in order to experience something new. And this is where the realm of all possibilities comes into play. So when change comes your way, the proper response shouldn't necessarily be to try to fight back that change. But of course, this depends on the situation, because maybe you're in a space that you need to stay in and you don't necessarily want to surrender that space. This is where awareness comes in, of being able to fight back through certain situations that you don't necessarily have to go through. When change comes your way, a more appropriate response isn't to necessarily lash back out and try to gain power over that situation. It is to surrender. And why do I say this? Because you have to understand that change is coming for a reason. Either you have manifested this situation, or you have been working for that situation for a long period of time. Maybe it's not unexpected, like, Uranus kind of brings. Maybe this is something you've wanted for a while. But when change comes, the proper response isn't necessarily to always lash back out and try to pick up the pieces as fast as you can. Real power is all about being able to look at a situation or circumstance or experience that comes your way, and knowing when you have to let go of whatever you're holding on to make way for the situation. So what I mean by this is Taurus energy, right? If you know anything about Uranus and Taurus, you know that Taurus would rather die or be asleep than to have to deal with anything with Uranus, anything with change, because it is the sign that embodies stability. It is arguably the most fixed sign in this ecliptic, because it is an earth sign, as well as it being fixed modality. Now, why is this important? Because when change comes your way, real power isn't necessarily about gaining control over that situation. It is being able to take a step back, surrender what has to be surrendered, and then build a new situation or stable ground after that experience, which is what Uranus energy can do for you. Because even though it hates Uranus and doesn't necessarily do good with change, what can Taurus energy do? Taurus energy is literally the energy of building stable ground. It's having, literally, if a sinkhole theoretically opened up below me and I started falling through, Taurus energy is the energy that would allow me to manifest a new platform to stand on that is more stable than what I had before. So real power isn't necessarily about how much you can manifest, how many people are lost into your influences, or thinking you're more powerful, you can manifest more, you can kill more demons, whatever, you can talk better, you can feel, different things, you can see things, right? That's not necessarily what real power is. Real power is being able to be faced with new circumstances and situations and being okay with surrendering the control that you have in order to build a better experience for yourself. That is real power. So don't get lost into thinking that just because you can talk about or know more than somebody that you're the shit, because you're fucking not. Okay? Because what you have to remember is that people are at different levels in their spiritual path, right? And so if you might be a little farther ahead than someone else, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're 100% better than them. You're just at a different space. So shut the hell up and stop thinking you're the shit. Stop feeding your ego, because by doing that, you're becoming lost like Lucifer. And don't even get me started how I feel about that, because the last time I had to fight Lucifer, I stabbed him in the chest because he was doing what you guys are doing. So if you want to go down that road, I'm happy to meet you in the spirit realm and talk about this, but there won't be much talking. So regardless, real power is about surrender and being able to build your own stable ground when something gets ripped away from you and a new situation or circumstance comes your way. It's about building experience and creating what you want to experience, right? That's real power, not getting other people lost into your influence. The highest form of spirituality is yourself. It is consciously experiencing what you want with no regards to the outside influence, because you realize that at the end of the day, all of that can be ripped away from you, and the only thing you have is you. So stop letting people tell you that they're the shit, and don't tell other people that you're the shit, because you're not. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it for this rant. If you want a reading, any kind of reading, tarot card, sun, moon, ascendant breakdown, full-on natal chart readings, fixed star readings, email us readings@solarsystems.org. If you want to stay up to date on the daily energies, go ahead and check out our Instagram page, where we're breaking down the daily alignments every day on the daily, so you understand what kind of stuff is going on that day. But I mean, yeah, that's about all I got. So until next time, fly high, y'all.